Hey guys, so I am back with another tag video, and this tag video actually has to do with my most recent Netflix binge. Today I will be doing the Riverdale book tag that was created by Camera, and she's also the one who tagged me to do this. And I finally watched it. When he tagged me I hadn't watched it, but now I've watched it and holy crap, it's so good. So basically this tag, she gives us a list of characters and questions to fit them to a different book, so it is going to be fun, so let's go ahead and jump into this. Number 1 is Archie Andrews, a book with great side characters. For this one, I'm going to have to go with the entire Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson, literally all his books actually. Even though we have our main characters within the books, we also have side characters which we do see a lot of, and they were all amazing, and we still get to see a lot of their background within the story, and I love it. If you want to hear more about my rants and rambles about all of these books, I have book talks for all of them, and I will link the playlist down below for you to watch them. Number 2 is Jughead Jones, a character from A Broken Home. For this one, I'm going to pick Simon Snow from Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. His story is very sad. He is an orphan. Even though he gets to attend most of the school year at this magical school trying to, control his powers and figure out how to be a wizard, the rest of the year he still lives in an orphanage, which is crazy. You would think they would find some way to, take care of him, then send him back to a freaking orphanage. Because you think the orphanage would get a little suspicious as, oh, you're taking this kid away, but oh, you're bringing him back at the end of the school year and leaving him for the summer. Anyways, I feel really bad for him, and the entire book, he's just so lost, and he just wants to know who his mom and his dad are. He has no clues, no nothing. It's very sad. I feel very sad for Simon. Number 3 is Veronica Lodge, a character that could have been one-dimensional. For this one, I actually had some troubles trying to figure out a character for this one, so this is probably not the best character, but it's the only one I could think of. And for that one, I'm going to go with Isabel Lightwood from the Mortal Instruments series. I feel they could have just kind of written her off and just been a complete badass, but I like that we do get to see more of her. We get to see her quirks, like how she cannot cook to save her life, and how much she cares for her brother, and she ends up caring for Clary, and she cares for Jace, and I just she's a really kick-butt character, and I really love her. And I'm it could have gone another way. Like I said, this answer probably doesn't make sense, but it's the only one I could come up with before I film this tag. 4 is Betty Cooper, a great sibling relationship. For this one, I'm gonna go with Locken and Maya from Forbidden by Tabitha Sussman. If you've read this book, we know this deals with a very taboo type of topic that nobody really talks about and nobody does anything with, really. However, stepping aside from the tabooness that is, the second half of this book, I'm talking about more in the beginning. I really love how close-knit they are as being the oldest of 5 siblings, and they basically are raising their siblings. I really like their sibling relationship because they're there for which other one's back. They take turns being the bad cop and the good cop, and they both look out. They pick up the younger siblings. They make sure they stay out of trouble, and it's just, I really enjoyed that. Again, we are forgetting the second half of this book. 5 is Cheryl Blossom, crazy fucking bitch, a character who pretends to be strong but really is an emotional mess. Can I put myself down for this question? Because that is me. However, going on to fictional people and not real life people, I'm going to go with Bonnie Baker off of Something Real by Heather Demetrios. This girl has a lot of problems going on in her life. Her family's finally out of the spotlight, and now they want to go back into the spotlight. She's having to deal with the fact that her dad cheated on her mom and has now left and wants to come back, kind of. And they're throwing her family into this TV show, and she doesn't want to be on the TV show anymore because it's what ruined her family in the first place. So this poor girl, and she tries to keep such a strong hold, and her life just keeps falling apart. But she is definitely strong, but man, she is definitely an emotional mess on the inside. Number 6 is Josie and the Pussycats, a strong, marginalized female that is more than just her stereotype. And for this one, I'm going to copy Cass's answer and choose Hazel from the Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan. She is just so freaking badass, but she just proves herself over and over again. She is more than just a girl. She is more than just African American, and I loved it so much. Number 7 is Polly Cooper, a prisoner who gets locked up. We're gonna go with Juliet from the Shadow Army series by Tahereh Mafi, even though I am not a very big fan of this series. She is literally locked up for part of the first book because she is dangerous. Number 8 is Kevin Keller, I think is his last name. A character that is LGBTQIA+. For this one, I'm gonna have to go with Alex Ferrero from Magnus Chase by Rick Riordan. She is, I'm not quite sure if she's transgender. I believe she is, but she's also gender fluid, which makes me think maybe she's not completely transgender, because some days she's male and some days she's female, and she is so freaking kick butt. Number 9 is Jason Blossom, a character's death that broke your heart or a character's death that made you cheer. For this one, I'm gonna have to go with the one that broke my heart, and I'm going to go with Newt from the Maze Runner series. Number 10 is Riverdale, a world-building win. So for this one, I'm totally going with Brandon Sanderson. However, instead of doing Mistborn, I'm going with his other series set in the Mistborn world, which is the Wax and Wayne series. This series is just so amazing, and the way he writes it, it makes it so much easier to understand fantastical elements going into the story. This book takes place 300 years after the original trilogy, and it's just great to see how much everything's evolved and what's going on and how things have changed so much. Okay, and so for kind of the final question is called a wild card. She has set it up so that this tag can be built upon, and wild card is basically you just get to choose your own question, your own character, your own place, whatever, and the question to go along with it. For her, she chose Pop's Diner and a book that is related to food. So for that one, I'm gonna go with Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Me, literally, in book form, is Kath. Like, holy Kath. And this book deals with coffee because Levi works at Starbucks, and heck yes, like for me, coffee is food. Coffee is what keeps me going in life. And finally, for my wild card question, I chose Chuck Clayton, a character that is the biggest douche canoe that you can think of. And for this one, I have picked Christian Grey from 50 Shades of Grey because I fucking hate his guts. I hate him so much. I hate this book so much. I hate everything that this stands for, what it's about. He's just such a fucking douche canoe, and I don't understand how Anna, whatever the hell her name was, stayed with him. Like, what the hell? Like, no, I would have left his ass. He fucking stalks her, freaking buys out the company she goes to get a job for without telling her, and then, like, she goes home to visit her mom, and he freaking flies out and surprises her. This, like, no. And, like, the way he treats her, and no, I just can't. He's the biggest freaking douche canoe I have ever read about. Now that my 50 Shades of Grey Christian Grey rant is over, I'm going to conclude this video. So totally, if you have watched Riverdale, please do this and leave it down below, your link to it, because I want to know your answers for it. So that is, it for this video. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button if you want to see more videos from me. All my social media links are down below in the description if you want to friend me or follow me or what else. It's totally cool with me. Until then, I will see you guys in my next video. Goodbye!